Happy October 12th, everyone! Today is a very special day, but we'll get into that in just a minute. Many months ago, I started the creation of 10 10-minute long episodes, and a special 5-minute one in the hope of making a Patreon. This plan didn't come to fruition because I wouldn't have the time to make episodes for my general audience, my patrons, make my game, go to school, and just doing general things to take care of myself. But I don't want what I started to go to waste. So, while I may not end up getting all 10 out, I'm going to finish and upload about 5, and the special 5-minute one, here, for everyone to watch. You can thank my game for that. Which brings me to my special announcement. My game. After well over a year in development, I can finally share details of my still developing game with you guys. Very soon, I hope to get a demo out for you all to try. It's a horror adventure game in the visual style of pixel art. This is Fleshport by Sentient. You play as a young girl who finds herself in a ghoulish parallel dimension where human flesh is a commodity. There's exploration and puzzles, and of course, a danger that is always lurking behind you. Now, I don't expect this game to make you piss yourself, but if you enjoy the macabre, exploration, and extensive lore you can uncover, then I think you'll like this little gem I've worked so hard on. I created all the visuals, from the text that's rendered on the screen to the animated pixel portraits. So far, all of the sound effects, aside from a couple, and music is my own. And of course, not only did I come up with the concept and design, but I was the one who, put it all together within the RPG Maker VX Ace engine. I will add that while I used a handful of my own scripts that I created to edit the code of the game, I also used a lot of free-to-use script resources that were created by other people. I sincerely thank those individuals for the great content they have made available to the RPG Maker community. I can't promise it'll be a masterpiece, but if you enjoy games or storytelling, I think there's many aspects in it you'll appreciate, especially if you're familiar with game development and can see all the effort that went into it. It's a pity I couldn't create my Patreon, but if you like these next videos, then I would be so thankful if you took a moment to subscribe to the Sentient Games YouTube channel, or maybe even buy a copy of Fleshport when it comes out. That would mean a lot to me. Quick warning though, this game only works on Windows. Yeah, that sucks. Oh well, if you guys like it, maybe a YouTuber should be convinced to play it once it's done, so that people who can't play it can watch it. Nudge nudge wink wink. For any further updates on Fleshport, here's a link to the Sentient Games YouTube channel, website, Twitter, and DeviantArt group for things like fan art, contests, and general information about the development. Thank you guys. I'm so happy to have you all here for this. Going into game development and making my own worlds to share with people has been my dream for the past 10 years. Probably a lot longer now. Fuck, I'm 22. The episode you guys will be viewing today is called Stop Marysue. It was originally going to be an extra video exclusively for patrons at the $1 plus tier to access. In this video, we'll talk about what is a Marysue, how we define a Marysue, and if Marysue is a valid way of critiquing a character. So, without further ado. Hey, wait. What is that? Oh my god, she's coming closer. It's a Marysue! No! Okay. Since the rise of popularity of fan-created works on the internet, younger people have been questioning amateur character development. They've noticed certain traits and tropes that reoccur in characters over and over again. A lot of these traits play on the audience's basic emotions, and essentially win over the audience's heart without the creator needing to create a solid foundation for that character. In a nutshell, they get to be lazy and still create a sellable character. These traits and tropes usually involve a sad, terrible past that'll immediately melt the audience's heart and preys on our desire to feel sorry for them. A handsome or beautiful character that woos the audience into liking them, and a powerful, almost perfect character that plays on the audience's need to live a power fantasy. With fine execution, these traits aren't all that bad, especially when you're willing to balance them out. Many famous characters like Harry Potter and Batman use all of these traits and tropes, but they use them in a balanced way, and the fine execution keeps them from being obnoxious. How about a couple of examples? Harry Potter is the only person who can defeat Voldemort, but he wouldn't have been able to if it weren't for the help of his friends and family. Snape saves Harry multiple times, and Hermione's intelligence and magic has gotten him and Ron out of a few lethal situations. Even his dead parents help him out at times. Harry is still powerful, but his powers are balanced, and he's not this all-perfect being that can rid the world of evil by himself. Batman's parents were murdered, and that's what sparked his hunger to fight crime. His parents' death was an essential part of why he became who he is. His past wasn't used to make you bawl over how hard his life is and to seduce you into feeling sorry for him when you might otherwise not. It was an effective use of a commonly used trope. That being said, those characters are quickly going out of fashion, like in indie game development, because people are getting tired of that character template. And I have to admit, it's nice to see different character types coming into play. On the mainstream end of things, that cookie-cutter template is still commonly used, especially amongst young teens developing original characters. Unfortunately, creators, mainstream or small individuals online, tend to abuse those overused traits and tropes either because they have little experience, they're too afraid to go against what's popular, or because they simply just can't be bothered to take time to develop their character more. The first one is rather forgivable though. So, finally, we're going to talk real about Marysues. Marysues typically mistreat the previously stated traits and tropes, and if they're fan characters, they often break canonical rules too. While I agree that pity-driven, overpowered hunks and hotties that break the canonical rules of the world that they are in are annoying, and I heavily advise reconstructing them, I have to be honest, I do not like the term Marysue, at least when it comes to reviewing. Years and years ago, I commonly used the term to quickly discredit a character that I simply didn't like. You see, the problem with the term Marysue is that there's a very generalized definition for it, but no official definition for it. What you think a Marysue is might not be what I think a Marysue is. When someone critiques a character by calling them a Marysue, what exactly do they mean? Oh my god, your character is a Marysue. Okay, what is a Marysue, and what aspects about my character embody that? Do you have any suggestions on how I can change this? How can I avoid this in the future? Just saying Marysue isn't helpful. It's a vague critique that leaves a lot of open-ended questions. That's why I never utter the term when critiquing a character. Similarly, I don't use the term slut to critique characters either. Being promiscuous is a moral choice, and morals are a social construct. They don't represent the quality of a character until they become contradictory in some way. This is the premise that I started the OC Court of Justice on. I don't call characters Marysue, I don't call characters sluts, and I don't call them shit. And as far as I know, that's what I've always done. And if you find me doing otherwise, slap me. Make me give you a Hail Mary. I'm not even Catholic, but I'll do it. When you're critiquing a character, or even critiquing your own, don't ask yourself, is it a Marysue or not? That's about as helpful as asking yourself, is it good or bad? Finding out whether it's good or bad was the end goal in the first place, so you need to ask yourself more detailed questions than that. Does the character have a goal? What role does their past play in their desire to complete that goal? What effect will they have on the world and the people around them? What do they seek for in a friendship? What will they do if they fail to achieve their goals? There's a lot you need to ask when it comes to developing your character. Pull them apart and look at the individual pieces of their development. You'll be doing yourself, and anyone who you'll be critiquing, a favor. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Don't forget to take a look at those links I gave earlier. I'm really excited to see where this will go. See you next time. Bye!